Even this is from the College of Engineering in the Department of Compliance and Engineering. So in this series, we are discussing about what is CSS animations. So in this previous session, we have discussed about like 2D transformations. So and then rotation, how to use scale or how it is used in our real application. So in this session, we are just looking over some topic called skew. So we all, before getting into skew method, so what is basically a skew? So skew function titles an element on the x-axis or both the x and y-axis on a two-dimensional plane. So the skew method calculates the skew of each column by specifying the column axis. Axis in the sense columns. So the skew method searches column wise and returns the skew of each row. So what is the basic difference between rotate and a skew? So skew is a start hand that combines qx and qy by accepting both values. Translate moves an element sidewise or up or down, whereas rotate rotates the element clockwise from its current position. And then matrix is a function that is probably not intended to be written by hand, but compiles all transforms into one. So skew x. So skew as CSS function defines the transformations that skews an element in the horizontal direction on the 2D plane. So how to use CSS skew? Skew function is specified with either one or two values, which represent the amount of skewing to be applied in each direction. We only specify one value. It is used for x-axis, and there will be no skewing on the y-axis. So there are different types of skew, like right skew, which is nothing but positive skew, and then a left skew, which is nothing but the negative skew. So a right skew distributed is longer on the right side of its peak than on its left. So it's the same, whereas a left skew distributed is longer on the left side of its peak than on the right side. So if the given distribution is shifted to the left and with its tail on the right side, it is positively skewed distribution. So whereas it is consecutively different for negative skew. So to skew on an object by a specified angle for the x-axis, the y-axis are both. For example, I just give when you skew a square, it becomes a parallelogram. So we know what is parallelogram, right? So the skew properties basically tells an elements to the left or right. There is a great CSS tricks article that provides some examples. So we can easily skew the functions or an object. So we can also able to skew some images. So basically, which skew is better? We said positively skewed distribution of investment returns are generally more desired by investors since there is some probability of gaining huge profits that can cover all the frequent small losses. So what is useful skew? If the clock is skewed intentionally to resolve violations, it is called useful skew. So there are we can use for 3D skew as within 3 space. So skew flats are those are neither parallel nor intersect. In affine deep space, two flats of any dimension may be parallel. However, in the projective space, parallelism does not exist. So two flats must either intersect or be skew. So this is what is skew. So here there are some methods where you are using skews. Here show some methods skews on element along the axis by the given angle. So in the next session, we will move on what is skew, how it is used. So here is some example, which I already said. Whenever you skew a square, it will become a parallelogram. So basically, that's all for the session. So thank you.